Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad HAKIMI bin ABDUL. Here I will discuss about 5 differences between activity-based costing and traditional costing. First is cost driver focus. Traditional costing allocates overhead costs based on a single cost driver, typically direct labor hours or machine hours. Average-based costing, on the other hand, identify multiple cost drivers, including non-volume related factors like setups, inspection, or number of orders. Activity-based costing also assign costs to activities based on their consumption of resources, providing a more accurate picture of the cost driver affecting overhead. Second is cost allocation accuracy. Traditional costing relies on broad average and assumptions when allocating overhead costs to products or services. Average-based costing, however, takes into account the specific activity that consume resources and assign costs more accurately. It also provides a more detailed and precise breakdown of costs, which help in better decision making regarding pricing, product mix, or process improvement. The third is overhead pool structure. Traditional costing typically employs a limited number of overhead cost pools, grouping costs based on function or departments. This approach may oversimplify the allocation process and lead to distortion. On the other hand, average-based costing uses numerous cost pools, each associated with specific activity. This allows for a more granular and detailed allocation of costs, resulting in a better understanding of the true cost drivers. The fourth is complexity and cost implementing. Average-based costing requires a more detailed analysis and data collection, making it more complex and time-consuming process compared to a traditional costing. Meanwhile, traditional costing, being simpler, incurs lower implementation costs and is easier to maintain. Average-based costing is often more suitable for complex manufacturing processes or service industries where overhead costs are significant and traditional methods fail to provide accurate insight. Lastly, strategic decision support. Average-based costing provides valuable insight into the cost structure of products or services. By identifying the activities that drive costs, it helps management make more informed decisions regarding pricing, process improvement, or cost reduction initiative. Traditional costing, with its more simplistic approach, may not provide the necessary level of detail or strategic decision support that average-based costing offers. In summary, while traditional costing provides a straightforward and less resource-intensive approach, average-based costing offers a more accurate and insightful allocation of overhead costs, enabling better decision-making and strategic planning. That's all from me. Thank you.
Cost drivers play a crucial role in activity-based costing as they help allocate overhead costs to specific activities or cost subjects. Here are 2 important reasons why cost drivers are significant in activity-based costing. First, accurate cost allocation. Cost drivers serve as the basis for assigning overhead costs to specific activities. By identifying the key factors that drive resource consumption, activity-based costing can allocate costs more accurately. This ensures that the costs associated with each activity are proportionately assigned to the product, service, or customers that utilize those activities. As a result, cost drivers provide more precise reflection of the actual cost of performing various activities within an organization. For example, in a manufacturing setting, if the cost driver for setup activities is the number of setup performed, activity-based costing will allocate the setup cost based on the actual number of setups for each product or production run. This enables a fairer and more accurate distribution of costs, as opposed to allocating setup costs uniformly based on broad average. Secondly is decision-making support. Cost drivers in activity-based costing provide valuable insight into the relationship between activities and costs. By understanding which factors influence resource consumption and cost incurrence, Organization can make more informed decisions related to pricing, process improvement, resource allocation, and cost reduction initiatives. For instance, by analyzing the cost drivers associated with different activities, management can identify areas of inefficiency or waste and take appropriate action to streamline process and reduce costs. They can also assess the cost impact of changes in activity levels or the introduction of new products or service. By linking costs to specific activities through cost drivers, activity-based costing facilitates more accurate cost analysis, enabling better decision-making to optimize operations and enhance profitability. In summary, cost drivers are important in activity-based costing because they enable accurate cost allocation to activities and provide valuable insight for decision-making. By focusing on the factors that drive resource consumptions, activity-based costing enhances cost accuracy and support strategic decision-making in organization.
Enhanced cost inquiry, which provide a more accurate and detailed breakdown of cost compared to traditional costing method, which allocates according to cost to specific activity based on their assumption of resource. It can reflect the true cost drive for each activity. Secondly is improved decision making, which provide valuable insight into the relationship between activity cost and cost object. This support better decision making by helping management identify cost drive, alleviate the cost impact of different activities, and locate resources more effectively. An understanding of the cost associated with various activities, organization can make informed decision on resource allocation, provides optimization and cost reduction initiatives. But not least, we have transparency and accountability, which increase transparency in cost allocation by linking costs directly to the activity. Accountability improve accountability within the organization as it becomes clearer how resources are being utilized and where costs are incurred. As we have two disadvantages of activity-based costing. Firstly, we have implementation complexity. It requires a detailed analysis of activity and getting the necessary data and maintain a correct record for the various cost drivers can be challenging, especially in an organization with complex operation or numerous activities. It can resource required involved in implementation. We have cost and time. It can be higher compared to traditional costing method. It can need for more detailed data collection, analysis, and tracking of cost drivers require additional resource, software, or personnel. Moreover, may demand significant amount of time and effort to set up and maintain, potential resulting in delay or disruption to regular operation. This can need to carefully consider the cost benefit trade-off.